Good day, it's Peter Realtor here with Joe Alfe with Sale Negotiators, Inc. How you doing?
How you doing, Mark?
Very good. And today we're going to be talking about short sale myths, actually part 2, since there's a lot of questions and comments you guys had, so we figured we'd do a follow-up video with these myths, and probably a few more thereafter. First one on the list here, buyers are not interested in short sale property.
I think that was true more in the beginning of this whole short sale saga. I mean, you go back to 2005, 2006, which is when we started doing short sales. Buyers and agents were very reluctant to show their clients short sales. Now, it's like they can't get away from them because that's really the only thing out there that's selling.
Yeah, it's kind of like the norm.
Exactly. But buyers, agents are still reluctant because there's so many people out there doing short sales, negotiating short sales that really have no business doing it, that the failure rate is very high. We had mentioned that 80% of these short sales fail.
Mm-hmm. So unfortunately puts the homeowners in worse position than before, probably. Yeah.
That's correct. So if you have a negotiator who knows what they're doing, you can significantly increase that approval ratio.
Okay. Myth number 2 here. Short sale properties are bad deals or investments.
Actually, I find that to be opposite. I think you're going to get a better deal on a short sale than you would on a bank-owned property for the most part. The reason for that is that on a bank-owned property, the bank's already taken the loss. They've already reported that loss to the federal government. They've already spent legal fees. They've probably already secured the property. They're paying an agent to market it now. So when a bank takes a property back, they're less likely to give a better deal. Now, if the bank holds on to that property for 12 months, then they'll fire sale it out. But by then, the property condition is deteriorated.
Yeah, and then the price of difference in that is actually more to fix up the property than...
Exactly. On short sales, I just present evidence that market data that backs up our offer and make sure that our offer is legitimate, and I can get those offers approved most of the time.
Easier. And that's basically what the market is. I mean, I see basically on MLS, at least 20%, 25% of the deals are basically short sales. And
right.
I think that between the consensus here, I think that's going to grow this year.
I think so too. Now, REOs might be easier to buy because you don't go through this long, drawn-out process, but you're probably going to pay a little bit more money for them.
Mm-hmm. All right, continuing with our list here, myth number 3. Banks need to see all offers when it comes to a short sale.
No, that's another myth. That goes back to what agents refer to as fiduciary duty. Our duty is to the seller, not to the bank. We don't work for the bank. So our duty is to get the seller the best possible financial outcome. So once we've determined that an offer is a legitimate offer and that the buyers are qualified, we accept and execute one contract and send one contract to that lender. Agents that I talk to that submit multiple contracts to the lender are actually doing themselves a disservice because every time you send in a contract, the lender basically starts over again. So you're extending your time period on this process.
Okay. And basically on the other hand is, who is still the owner of the property?
Right. The seller is the seller. The bank is not the seller. Look at it this way. There's no difference between a short sale and a regular transaction except for one thing, and that is the seller has a contingency. That's it. So the seller is still a seller. I see agents saying, well, we need the bank to sign off on it. No, we don't. We need the bank to approve it. Yes, we do. But the seller is still the seller.
Exactly. Myth number 4, continuing with our list here, is I think more on the realtor side, they don't quite get all the facts straight, is the property needs to be on the market for at least 90 days before a short sale could happen.
Right, that's also untrue, and by doing that, you're actually doing a disservice to your seller. Remember, going back to fiduciary duty where we have to put the seller in the best possible outcome. So if you got a price out there that you know is not going to work and is not going to be supported by the market, you're wasting time. And you could be possibly putting your seller deeper and deeper to the foreclosure process, which could make it harder to get them out. So what I tell my agents, Martin, is I tell them, get me a market analysis. Give me the no baloney, sell it tomorrow price. You're the expert in the market. You're the agent. you should know what those comps are telling you. You should know what value this property needs to be priced at in order to gain interest. And what we want to do is we want to track multiple offers. That way we can pick the strongest buyer who's most likely going to close, and we go with that offer.
Exactly. So, and our last myth over here is homeowner could do their own short sale.
Sure they can. They can do their own loan modification. They can do their own divorce. They can do their own bankruptcy. You can do that. The question is do you want to? This is a very...
Even if you have the expertise. I mean, do you even have the expertise? I mean, it's not like going to the store and buying a gallon of milk every day.
Exactly. It's a process. You should be represented by a professional, just like you should have an attorney on a short sale, because unless you're an attorney, even an attorney should have another attorney. The attorneys know better than to represent themselves, and that really will tell you something. So the homeowner is still going to be an integral part of the process. They're not going to be excluded. They're going to be involved every step of the way, but we have a professional dealing with the bank for you. You have a professional agent that is marketing the property.
Correct.
That's their job. That's what they do. So we all have to work together, our different professions. Attorney protects the seller legally. The negotiator, I deal with the bank and get the approval. And the agent, you list and sell the property and find buyers and solicit offers, and we all work together as a team to get these done.
Yeah, and it's not a one-man show. I mean, it's not like your traditional real estate transaction. I mean, there's multiple things. You can't be jack of all trades, because I mean, if I was going to do all the negotiations and I'm not marketing the property, and I'm not trying to get the best use of my time.
Right, and the most important thing is that it doesn't cost the homeowner any money. That's the great thing. As a negotiator, I never charge the seller for my services. The agents don't charge the seller. Now, we still have our commissions and fees, but what we do is that we negotiate all of the seller closing costs, including the real estate commission, title charges, attorney's fees, my fee. Everything is included in that transaction. So it's actually the buyer, the seller's lender picks up most, if not all, of those costs for the seller, and anything that's left over is taken care of by the buyer. So if you're not being charged any money to be represented by a team of professionals, why wouldn't you want to use a
Exactly, and no cost to anyone. It's like kind of your way out of the property if you have the financial hardship, and
That's correct.
Yeah, so. Well, great, Joe. I appreciate your time for us, educating us on some of these myths, and look forward to doing some more videos with you. So if there's any questions, give us a call.
Thanks, Mark.
I appreciate it. Thanks.